whirly melted, and of course there was chocolate everywhere, and it was one hell of a mess. Oh yeah! That's when we realised it wasn't what I call butter. Anyway, how is everybody? How are you all doing? And how the very devil is Mr. Wayne Smoky Nose? Seddon, you all right, mate?
Seven? Oh. Who's that?
Seedon.
That's better.
Seedon's a rye. How you doing? I'm so sorry we haven't been on air for, what was it, about a bloody month now, isn't it?
Thereabouts, yes. Been very busy, what with holidays and whatnot. So, but now I'm back after a nice little break, and it's all sort of pedals to the metal, and off we go.
Yes, indeed. Right. And for some reason, it's not going out on YouTube, so I will have to sort that out afterwards. Not sure why, but me anyway. So, what do you, to start off with, how have you been? You might as well tell everybody about your local radio thing that you're doing. Go on.
I can't because it's not me. A friend of mine, Kurzel Scrummage, is appearing on Corby Radio every Friday morning at 8:10.
And what is Corby Radio?
On Corby Radio, that's Northamptonshire.
Is it like a radio station for a town or something?
Yeah, it's an internet radio station. My friend Nick Stepani, who used to does his Ghost Hunt and other such shows, he is a DJ on there, and I'm appearing on his show with him on a Friday morning. He was asked if I would like to do a couple of 5-minute slots with him on there. So so every Friday morning at 8:10, we're having a bit of a laugh, doing Kurzel's Countryside Quiz.
You're doing what? Kurzel Countryside what?
Kurzel's Countryside Quiz.
Countryside Quiz, is it? Isn't? Or will it be two-way telly? And what have I been up to? Working. I've been working and saving and putting stuff toward we got stuff towards our wedding already. We've got the little we're doing the grandsons up as ring bearers, and we've got like little IDs, like security IDs and fake earpieces and steel briefcases to put the rings in and everything. So that should be cool. Right. Yes, let's crack on with it. We were just talking before the break, weren't we? What we were going to talk about. I'm going to talk about two things. Atlas 3i and Project Bluebeam. Which do you want to talk about?
I think we need to talk about Project Bluebeam.
Project Bluebeam. Yes. Right. As you said, there's a lot of scaremongering going on there. There's also a lot of bullshit going on there.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've found has remained consistent all the way through all the things that I've seen. You know yourself, I go on the deep web and go and research this stuff. It's the things that keep coming up about the rescue buses and rescue coaches. What do you make about that? That seems to be as exactly scaremongering, but it is consistent throughout everything.
I think that's very Hollywood.
It is very Hollywood, but it's very don't get on the buses. Everything's saying do not get on the buses. It's false flag.
I mean, the problem is it comes from various sources, and sometimes, no matter where you search on the web, it could have originated on silly platforms like Snapchat or TikTok, and it's just somebody's put it out there, and then it filters through into other places, and and it's Chinese whispers. You know, people say, "Oh, don't get on the buses because they mean you ill harm." But it might not necessarily be the case. And that's why I said it's all very Hollywood. Because when you look at a lot of these disaster movies, they know there's impending danger coming. The first thing they're going to do is they're going to round up all the important people, like the scientists, the doctors, the teachers, things like that, to keep the infrastructure going in case of such a disaster. And what better way to get them to these places of safety than using the buses or coaches or aircraft or whatever to get them into these locations?
Well, that's the thing. But all the things that I've read, including like from sources I wouldn't normally associate with scaremongering, they've all said, whatever you do, don't get on the buses. And there's been another thread. I don't know if you saw the little video I did the other night, but there's been another thread that I've read, again, several of these things saying the same thing about certain military age men coming to the different countries and going into hotels, and there's supposedly weapons being put in there and stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a different scenario and a different thing altogether. That.
Well, again, that's been tied into that. That's why I said make of it what you will.
So, yeah, I mean the problem is I've seen videos where United Nations vehicles have been coming out of military barracks, and they've automatically gone, "Oh, look, it's United Nations. This is why all the hotels are being booked up with all these people in middle-aged fighting men. They're going out in these trucks," and you're like, "Well, they're just putting one and one together and getting three."
It is an interesting thread, though.
It is interesting, but I think theoretically, yes, it's a possibility, but I think practically it would be too obvious, and I can't see it happening to the point where any Bobberman is going to sit there and go, right, well, we're going to bring in 1.5 million people from other countries, some of them that aren't even part of the United Nations, bring them in, put them in hotels and disused military bases, and then when we need them, we put them in a uniform, give them a blue helmet, and send them out.
Yeah, but it's not. If you read all about Project Bluebeam, it's got fuck all to do with the UN and stuff. It's got everything.
Yeah, at the moment, they're masquerading as United Nations. If you believe the stories that are being told, they're believing and coming out as United Nations. And that's where they're slipping up, because too many people are looking at it as United Nations peacekeepers when they're not even members. The people that are coming in are not. They're not even from United Nations member countries.
Yeah.
So it causes room for speculation as to what's going on. Regards to that, there's never been any vehicles big enough going to these hotels to transport enough people to military bases. They're all minibuses, and they're all going off in different directions. They're going to Skegness. They've even sent some here to Colchester for a day out, and they've gone shoplifting in town and things like that. Well, so
I've got no idea where you're going with this, because the thing about the minibuses is that the coaches and the coaches and the buses is all around the world. As you know, Project Bluebeam is a false flag alien invasion done with top tech things where they beam into the sky and make it look like it's real. What do you call it? Begins with H. Yeah, forgotten the damn word. Hologram. Yeah. They're using top rate holograms, which actually is true, that we have got that technology now. Can you stop rubbing around the camera, please, young lady? That's just Rachel. Yeah, and we have actually got that technology. The Chinese have got it, the Russians have got it, the Americans have got it, we've got it. According to all the stuff that's going on, thank you, you're going to see the religious icons from the different religions appear in the sky in different countries where those religions are, again with all these holograms. And then they're going to do the false flag alien invasion, and they're going to do away with religion, say that they're not going to help, and this, that, and the other, and these are actually your gods, and blah, 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 blah. It's to unite the governments as one world order, which we've all heard of, George Orwell's 1984 for a start. You know, and this whole false flag alien thing is supposed to bring us all together, get rid of religion, and then they'll have one world government and they can control us all. But this has been a concurring and reoccurrent thing that's been going for years, donkey's years. But the whole thing about the buses, don't get on the buses, because they're not there to save you and take you to safety. They're there to take you, and you're not going to be heard of again. So, you know.
I wonder whether this is how can I put it, very similar to the Cold War tactics. I'm going to put this out. I'm going to put this out there and make you think that something's going to happen. They know that person's going to tell another person. That person will tell 4 more people. Then 4 will tell 100. That 100 will tell 1 million people. And so this original thing gets spread word by mouth to the next lot of people. And so, like with the Cold War, it was, the Russians would say, we're going to do this. The Americans say, we're going to do that. Then the Cuban Missile Crisis started, and it was all a war of words. And I'm just going to put this out there, that this could be another way of getting people to either go back to certain religions or to try and keep peace and order with its citizens, rather than sort of letting people get on with it. It's trying to get order through fear, telling people that this could be happening, this will happen, this should happen, this could happen. The New World Order wants to do this. It could all be just sort of like a scare tactic to try and get people into their way of thinking. But it's not the way of thinking we're all being led to believe by the sayings and the things that are being put out there. I think it'd be a very difficult thing to do, especially considering you've got areas that are sort of quite a lot of areas that are isolated and that may not necessarily get any of this information. We know when we look at things like cave paintings, hieroglyphics, and so on, that beings, our ancestors, going back thousands of years, worshipped something that came from the sky. We know that. The Aborigines have got them on the cave walls. The ones in the Alps, the Native American Indians worship sky gods, things like that. So it's all over the place that beings worshipped other beings from outer space. And I think now we've allowed, and I don't like to say it, but now we've allowed people to be more free-thinking and being more diverse and allowing everybody to be whatever they want whenever they want. The governments of the world have lost control, and they need to bring that control back. And it's too late. So they've got to come out with new scare tactics to try and get that organised chaos back.
Yeah.
I mean, when we go around identifying as a toaster, you know, people see someone that goes, oh, I identify myself as a Breville toaster, and everybody else is going, for God's sake, you Fruit Loop.
Yeah.
You know, we've got to find, or the Bobbermans of the world have got to find a way of stopping these people from thinking that way.
Yeah.
Saw a video today, someone claiming to identify as a pigeon. She was wearing a grey tracksuit and a pigeon costume face mask. And she says, I play chicken with cars in the road. And she's dressed as this pigeon standing in the road. And it's all because she identifies as a pigeon. And that's because we've given people the ability to identify what they like. And although the serious people identify themselves in a serious way, you get other people that will identify themselves as something completely stupid, and they're the ones they need to sort out. And I think, look, this could be one part of Project Bluebeam. And I think a lot of it is scaremongering to try and get people to conform with the way they want you to. They're losing control.
See, I don't know, because it's just gone on for too long. Project Bluebeam's gone on for too long. For me.
What do they? What's the saying? Slowly, slowly, catchy monkey.
Yeah, but it's like it started with Hynek. You know, it did start off with Hynek.
Yeah, but the thing is you've got to have a. I'm going to put it. You've got to have an escape plan, and everything a Bobberman is going to do to try and get things work. It's going to take time to build. It's going to take time to put together, and so therefore it's going to take time to come to fruition. Once it comes to fruition, and you get the result you want, then it's worked and it's all been worthwhile. But in the planning stages, you've got to make sure that everything that happens works the way you want it to. Otherwise, it's all been for nothing. So you're going to make sure that it works the way you want it to. And if it means taking 50 years to do it, then so be it.
It's taken since the Second World War.
Sorry?
It's taken since the Second World War, because what was it before Bluebeam?
Well, exactly. I mean, we've known, like I said, human beings have known about something else outside of this sphere.
Yeah.
For centuries, for thousands of years. But it's not been we haven't been able to do anything about it because our technology has not been there to be able to turn around and say, well, you know, we got to do this, we got to do that. It's now that with the advent of the technology that we've got, and with certain Bobbermans having even more advanced technology.
Yeah.
A prime example, no one thought that they would see Liam Neeson on the stage at Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds. And yet every concert, Liam Neeson is there as a 3D hologram.
Yeah, but to be fair, I didn't think I'd see Liam Neeson in Naked Gun, and I did.
That is true. That is very true.
Yeah.
But, you know, the technology hasn't been there. Now it's closer, and the military is 30 years possibly ahead of us, the rest of us. They've got the ability now to do these things, but it was devising the technology in the first place, and that's why they've been pushing people down the road of technologies and computers at schools, so they can get more and more people into that industry to get this technology.
See, I'm on the fence about Bluebeam. Some of it I've seen stuff happening, which is like the warm up to it. I've seen things coming, you know, and like lots of stuff that we spoke about 3, 4, 5 years ago is happening. You know, we said about the hologram. For fuck's sake, the cat's just had a shit. You hear that banging?
Is he burying it with a jackhammer?
What I can see the other side of the litter tray is it's a box one with a clear front, and she's on the other side of the front going, "You're an idiot!"
So Bob the Builder's in there with a jackhammer.
No, he's there. He's there. He's right beside me. Hang on. There's Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Hang on, put that down. It's Lilo. You done? So yeah, I just don't know about Bluebeam. Some bits ring true, some bits ring as science fiction, some bits ring just as complete bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. There is something there about Project Bluebeam, but I think the originality behind Bluebeam has been lost because originally Bluebeam was all about a false messiah or the second coming. or the second coming.
No, it still is. But what they're trying to do is, from what I've read, is the second coming, the false Messiah, is that they're actually going to turn around. Actually, we're aliens. We weren't
Exactly.
really.
But this is where it has been altered, because originally it wasn't anything to do with aliens. It was about the second coming of Christ or the false Messiah. And now all of a sudden it's all about aliens. So they've actually changed the narrative to suit their agenda.
I reckon the narrative has changed because we're at the point now where if you did a second coming, we got. But if you did an false alien invasion, we got. Fucking hell!
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we've been saying it here so many times that when aliens turn up, we can go, "Ha ha, I told you."
Yeah.
You see, now, in this day and age where there's so many religions out there, doing this Messiah business really would make no difference to people whatsoever. The believers will go, "We told you."
He's a very naughty boy.
You know, the believers of the faiths will turn around and go, "We told you," and that's it. But if aliens were to turn up, then everybody will be going, "Oh my God, oh my word," and then there'll only be a small fraction of us will be going, "See, we told you." There'd be a lot more people saying, "See, we told you" to a Messiah than "See, we told you" as an alien. So by going with the alien one, you're going to shock more people at any one moment in time.
Oh, hi, Lois. You're right.
Hi, Lois.
It's I think there is either Project Bluebeam is mostly real. I think some parts are bollocks, but some parts could be real. Or there's something else happening. But I think something we've been saying for years, something is coming. And it is.
Yeah.
There's no doubt something is coming.
I think it's quite possibly.
Sorry?
I think it's quite possibly a bit like Operation Blue Book. You know, it's mysteriously changed. It's not Operation Blue Book anymore. It's Majestic 12. Oh, no, it's not Majestic 12 anymore. Right. It's this. It's not this anymore. It's that. You know, it keeps evolving every generation or so. It evolves into something else because they've realised that you're not going to get that control by doing this way, so we'll need to do it that way instead. And so it evolved.
Blue Book was originally the Hynek. For those of you who don't know, Project Blue Book was Dr. Hynek, and it was originally the Hynek report where he went around investigating crash retrievals, crashed UFOs and sightings, and basically saying to people, no, it was swamp gas. You didn't see this. It didn't happen. It was just it was just an isolated incident. It was 1 hours. It was
a weather balloon.
Yeah, it didn't really happen, you know. And Hynek got to the point he was sick of it. He got sick of the lies and everything, and he left. And he was not afraid, even up until he was involved in the making of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He was involved in that. He even had a bit part in it, and he told Spielberg that he didn't agree with it because he'd seen a lot of the stuff, and it was real. It was real. There is something coming, but the governments have been in yapping to people from other planets for a long time, and it's got to the point now with this that the people from other planets have gone, you need to tell them we're here. If you don't tell them we're here, we're just going to appear and go, we're here, and that's what's supposed to be going on.
Yeah, and that's why Blue Book has changed the narrative, because it's got to a stage now where the beings and the whistleblowers have said you've got to do something now because they are coming whether you like it or not. And so they've changed the narrative or changed their ideas around Bluebeam and gone, well, we need to do this now. We need to prepare the people for them coming, for their arrival, whether they're good or bad.
Yeah.
And so
they're actually going to try and... I think they're going about to ask about face and completely wrong They are the wrong fucking way. Wrong fucking way. Or they've sold so many lies for so long, nobody believes a damn word that comes out of their mouths.
I mean, I was talking to someone the other day about our experience in Rendlesham Forest.
Yeah.
Now, we know for a fact that we saw 6 objects that did not come up on flight radar, but we all saw them.
Yeah, we saw them.
But not only did we see them, but we also knew that we were being watched by the military security from the East Gate all the way down to the woods.
Yeah, and this actually happened, guys. This was happened to myself and Wayne and the others that we had with us who were filming at the time.
They knew that something was coming. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been on high alert. Because usually RAF Woodbridge and Bentwaters is a sleepy area. The security don't usually come out for no reason.
Yeah.
Because it's a big tourist site. There's a UFO walk that goes right past the East Gate on a regular basis, and it goes all the way down to the outside perimeter fence at the end of the runway, down to the alleged landing site.
Well, there was two landing sites, wasn't there? There was the one the next day as well.
But they know all about that, and they know that tourists come and go from there day and night. And yet that particular night, the security was nearby, and they were watching, and they watched us all through the night, including after the 6 objects disappeared and the 2 F-15s from Lakenheath, which did come up on the flight radar,
because they
flew over after them. So there is definitely something in it.
And we took the picture of that one that was overhead, wasn't it? The dirty, that big one, triangle.
No, if that triangle was the TR-3B.
I reckon it was, yeah. But it was huge.
The problem is, if it was the TR-3B, the military, the Lakenheath would not have sent 2 F-15s up.
No.
Unless they're doing it as part of Bluebeam.
Well, the TR-3B is supposed to be a reconnaissance or a shuttlecraft. It's capable of space flight, interstellar flight, whatever, but it's supposed to be either reconnaissance or shuttle. It's not. Whatever we saw was fucking huge, and it
was too big. It was too big. We could not, unless it was an unknown craft of Space Force, something that could have possibly been built without our knowledge. How, I don't know, because of the size of it. You know, with the clouds that were passing underneath that were illuminated by the moon, we knew roughly how big this was. Now, to have built something like that and take it off to go to a height that it was at, you wouldn't have missed it. It would have stood out like a sore thumb. I reckon what it was the TR-3B has been designed, taken off of something that already exists away from this planet. And they're using it as a cover. The black triangle is coming down, and I think what we saw was extraterrestrial, and the TR-3B is what they use, taken from that technology.
I reckon the TR-3B, like I say, is a shuttlecraft. I'm just trying to find now, because I saw something a while back, and it showed the different models of the TR-3Bs that's supposed to be in the Space Force, and there's only one that's TR-3B. I think there was like 5 different ones. X-37B is another one. Show it? No, that's not going to show it. No.
Well, I just think if it was an earthbound craft, I don't think there would have been that much security over it.
That thing that we saw overhead, the fact that we were being watched by the MPs and the military police and the MOD police in their Land Rovers very, very intently, and then all of a sudden that thing comes out of nowhere, nobody heard it, nobody saw it, and all of a sudden it's just there hovering immediately above the clearing. Like when you go to Rensham Forest, if you go to where the UFO monument is, it's actually in a circular clearing, and you can see the original size of the clearing where the UFO was supposedly landed.
Right, I've just been looking. I've just been checking it up. Now, looking at basic cloud base, the clouds that we could see were cumulonimbus clouds.
Cumulonimbus. That wasn't cumulonimbus.
Right? No, the little wispy ones, the clouds that we saw.
Yeah.
Going underneath the craft. Now that's at 10 kilometres up. This aircraft must have been between 10 kilometres, well, roughly about 10 miles up.
Yeah. And even then it was big.
Commercial aircraft only go up as high as 10 kilometres, which is about between 35 and 37,000 feet.
That's what we're talking about, Noreen. Yeah.
And then your spy planes will go up as high as 20 kilometres.
That
And
thing
that is the space of the stratosphere. So from 10 kilometers up to 50 kilometers, that is the stratosphere.
whatever
And that
we
was
saw,
where our black triangle was in the stratosphere.
whatever we saw that night had clouds going underneath it because you could see the fucking clouds going underneath it. It was a triangle in the night sky because you could see stars around each side of the triangle, and you could see a clear triangular space with a light, one on each corner. I took a photo of it, and we managed to actually get a photo, didn't we? Did you take a photo?
Yes.
And we put it
all
on
got photos.
our website.
Yeah, it's on the page. It's on the group. Yeah.
Yeah, just look through the photos and you'll see it. And that was a real photo from that night, and it's what we saw. We never saw it arrive, we never saw it leave, but we did see other things, lights going across, being chased by.
The main one we saw, we never saw it go. It just vanished.
Yeah, and there was no sound.
The other 5 objects that we saw, they were all moving. We watched them come, we watched them go, but not once did we hear anything.
When the triangle got near, you felt like you were being watched, and it was a weird thing. No, we didn't.
Yeah.
We feel like
because we kept saying we could hear footsteps in the woods.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we? And then we kept shining the bloody torch, and there was
We were shining the torches. We had the 2 lads that went off to get the lights from the car park, and they disappeared and went the wrong way.
Yeah.
And then while we were all together, we kept saying we could hear some people walking about, and we put it down to maybe muntjac deer.
That's right.
We never saw any. So, I will swear blind that those 2 guys that were watching us from the base had come outside the base and had come down to keep an eye on us.
Yeah, that's right. Whatever it was, I don't think we were meant to see that particular night. I don't think we were meant to see that. But there was too.
I don't think we were meant to be there.
Yeah, there was too many of us for them to do anything about it.
But the problem is, as because it's public property as well. I'll do nothing about it.
And I want to go back there. So, and I've said that I want Rachel and myself to come down and see you before Christmas. So when we do, let's go and do a Runsham Forest thing again. But what we'll do is we'll film it and then load it up onto the Facebook later, because there was no bloody signal there, was there? So
it came and go. It came and went. It was a bit iffy.
Yeah, so's my ass sometimes, but hey.
No, that's whiffy.
Right. Actually, no. You were the one who farted in your car and made my other half go in the car. And you've done it your other half on numerous shows where she's run off going.
Yeah, I did that the other night. I blame Broadies for that one though. But yeah.
And the other thing I want to talk about is Atlas 3i, is it?
Who do I? What?
Atlas 3i, the new Muamua.
Oh, yes. Yes.
The atmosphere around it is not something that you get on any comet, any asteroid, any meteorite. It is made up of molecules that are given off by living, breathing things. And it has a haze to it as well, which is an iron-rich atmosphere around it. And structures have allegedly been spotted on there from our deep space telescopes. And it was slowing down, speeding up, course correcting, and putting itself on a linear course with the sun and Earth. And you don't get that in natural.
Unless we know for a fact that certain groups of people have got a habit of not necessarily lying, but maybe withholding certain truths. And I thought about this the last time we talked about Oumuamua, saying about course correcting and things like that. And the only thing that sort of convinced me that something weren't right was the fact that it had sped up using the sun as a slingshot.
Yeah.
But with this one, the amount of times I've seen it's course corrected again, I keep thinking to myself, hang on a minute, there are asteroid belts throughout our solar system. So could it have been that this object has impacted with something in those asteroid belts, and that's caused its course correction?
The things that I've read is the James Webb Telescope is like locked on it and watching it, and nothing's hit it. It's come along, slowed down, changed course, and then sped up again. Nothing's actually hit it. So they're saying, everyone, including the top scientists and stuff, are saying, we're not saying it's aliens, but we are saying it shows signs of being intelligently controlled.
And because we've seen it, why is it they think it's coming here?
I don't think it's coming here. I think it's possibly dropping off.
It's dropping off. It's dropping off the shopping.
Dropping the kids off at the pool. Yeah, I think it's possible. If it's real, it's possibly dropping off probes. I don't know, but it's something anomalous. It's something anomalous.
It's going to land somewhere and say, "Sorry, I'm late. I was meant to be here 2,000 years ago, but I got distracted."
I don't think it can land. It's too big.
Well, sort of dock or sort of
go into geosynchronous orbit.
Yeah. I'll go into
Oh.
orbit and apologise for being late. They had a few things come up at home. You're only a couple of thousand years too late. You took your time. Sorry, I brought gifts for you all.
What do you make of it anyway?
I think when you look at it, and the problem again is because so many different media platforms have so many different things go out there. And that's
why I do the deep dive, so I can verify stuff.
Yeah, it's doing deep dives like you do, where you actually sort of tend to sway people's decisions the other way, because obviously we see what most people see on social media platforms. So you could say, "Oh, yeah, it's just an asteroid. It's course correcting because it's hit something, or there's a gravitational pull that's stronger elsewhere, and it's slowly pulling it away." Yeah, you could see that, but people that, and I don't want to sound horrible when I say it, but not everybody that's sort of as educated in physics or in science, they'd probably go with that story and go, "Yeah, that's fine, ignore it." But then when you look at it and you go, "Well, hang on a minute, if it had have hit another asteroid or hit an asteroid, the James Webb Telescope would have spotted it and you would have seen it." Again, the media outlets that are allowing these images to come out, are they withholding those specific sets of images where something has hit it and it's course corrected, and they're only saying, "Oh, it's course correcting as part of Bluebeam, sorry"?
It does seem, sometimes it seems convenient.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got all this business going on with Bluebeam, and then all of a sudden you have Oumuamua, back-swing shots around the sun, disappears.
And Oumuamua and this one have got the same profile.
Yeah, and now this one's coming back, and this one's done more course changing than Oumuamua did. Already, it's done more course changes than Oumuamua. So there are going to be things like the other planets that are out there that would cause gravitational changes. But you've then got to look at where was the Atlas at the time when this course took change. Is it near a gravitational field? Is it near another planet? Or could it be affected by other gravitational forces?
Well, apparently when it was first detected, it was sort of like coming in like that and then went like that. But there wasn't any planets or anything near it then. Yes, you're right, Nico. There could be unknown gravitational. There could be gravitational wells. I think you get them in space, but
you get it with black holes, don't you?
Yeah, it's done so many adjustments though to line it up onto the trajectory it needs to slingshot, which they think it's going to do, which is exactly the same as Oumuamua did. Bit either convenient or And like I say, the fact that you've got the fringe scientists, and we're what would be called fringe people. You've got the fringe scientists saying, "Yeah, I think it's intelligently controlled," but you've also got mainstream scientists now going, "I think it's intelligently controlled." I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it isn't, but it's looking like it could be.
It does look very strange that it's course correcting when it's in a location where there isn't that much there to change its course via gravity.
Exactly. If it was down like the Van Allen belt or stuff like that, or down the rest of them, there's the other meteorite belt, isn't there? I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, if it was down there, yeah, I completely get that. And the thing's like 3.5 miles long or something. So,
well, something that's 300 miles long. I mean, you got an asteroid is not likely to cause an object that size to just course change. It would have to be pretty damn big to course change an object that size. But the thing is there's going to be one of three things. It's either hit something, gravitational field, or intelligent steering. It's got to be one of the three. Something's altered, something other than, or something natural has altered its course, i.e. an asteroid. Something gravitational has altered its course, i.e. another planet being nearby or a gravity well, or there is something there's a driving force behind the object.
I'm just looking at it now to see if I can get any of the latest info on it.
I hope it's got its MOT because it'll get a ticket when it gets here.
It fucking will, I tell you.
Excuse me, sir, are you insured to drive this vehicle?
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember the adventure game with the Triffid? Let's just see how long it is.
I'm sure it was something like 310 miles or something stupid. But then, is that Chinese Whispers? Could it have only been 30 miles along?
Just having a look. Come on. It is 36. I don't know. Oh no, that's how fast it's going. 36 miles a second.
Oh, blimey. 36 miles a second. So if you times that by 60.
3.5 miles. It's 3.5 miles long.
That's changed. That's a big change from 300.
Yeah, it's 3.5 miles long.
So, how fast did you say it was going? 30?
It's going 36 miles a second.
So 36 times 60, times that by 60. That's going 129,600 miles an hour.
Yeah. So like me on my motorbike sometimes.
That's like...
Can you imagine a dog sticking it's a fucking alien dog sticking its head out and it all 100 years going. So yeah, that's what she said.
Instant facelift.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's the atmosphere on this thing because the other one didn't have an atmosphere; it just had like the standard dust coming off it. But this thing's got an iron-rich, oxygen-rich atmosphere, which.
So, if it's travelling that fast, if it's travelling 130,000 miles an hour, that sort of speed, that's got to have something within it to enable the oxygen-rich atmosphere to stay where it is. Because although the Earth is spinning through space, it's not spinning through space that fast.
No.
So it's got to have one hell of a gravitational field around it to stop all of the gases and everything else from just going.
Well, it'd have to have a false gravitational field, and it would also have to have some sort of shield.
It'd have to have a force shield because that sort of speed, anything that's inside it would be at the back end smushed. Everything will be at the back wall going. Ooh.
But exactly. But it's when you look it up and when you go on a deep dive, if you go on the normal generic browsers like Google, Yahoo, all that sort of stuff, they'll go, oh, it's a comet and it's this and it's that and the other. And then if you ignore the generic browsers and go to the off the beaten track browsers, they go, actually, it's showing signs of this and it's got this and it's got that, and it tells you the stuff that's not in the reports.
I mean, you can find that stuff without going into the deep stuff. But the problem is
Fact check it.
you can look in one link and you will get a set of this is what it is. But then you can look in the other URLs that come up underneath it, the other links. And then when you click on some of the other links, you eventually get to the ones that actually give you the information that's quite groundbreaking. And that's the point where you go, I see.
Yeah, hello, Bob. Yeah, sorry, he's rolled on his head and now looks like Toothless the Dragon. It's also like keep an eye out on 4chan because a lot of the rogue scientists and stuff put the shit out on there. As soon as they get it, they go, and then they go, wasn't it? Nothing doing me. So that same with the cryptids and stuff like that. When you get a lot of proof, they always seem to put it on there first, or any of those forums, they put it on there first, or Reddit as well. They put it on Reddit.
Yeah.
So, which is I find very interesting. There has been a lot of sightings going on recently. Everybody's talking about Atlas 3i, and of course they're talking about Project Bluebeam. It does seem to me, as I said, it's very convenient that Atlas 3i has arrived whilst the talk is that we're halfway through ramping up to fruition with Project Bluebeam. You know?
Yeah.
One after dozen of the other. Is this real? Is that real? Is this real? Is it a load of bollocks? You know? And that's why they do it. Keeps you guessing.
I think that's the problem. I mean, you get examples of it when you look on social media every day. There's and I'm going to go by example. There's one TikTok user on there that is saying that Keir Starmer is getting ready to be sacked.
I've heard he's getting ready to resign because now with his latest person that he has put in power, idiot.
The problem is the actual user that posted the video is using Patrick Christie's voice from GB News. And Patrick Christie's saying, I never said that. That's not my voice. That's done by AI. Yeah. And it's true. It was done by AI because you don't see him saying it. You just hear his voice. I would like to see it's difficult because the current government ain't got a clue. They ain't got a clue.
Right. And this is what we're known for. Occasionally we'll go on a tangent about the Bobberments, and I'm going to say this one fucking thing. The new Home Secretary, Starmer, what the fuck were you thinking, you knobhead?
Well, what about his second? Is it David Lammy's been brought in, and he's just as clueless as the rest of them.
Look at the reshuffle. I'm not going to mention any names, nothing, but just look at the reshuffle and look who are the heads of certain things. And I'll also say, look who's the head of immigration. Yeah. Is that the actions of a sane man who is not we must protect the woke people, or is that the actions of somebody who gives a shit about his country? Is that somebody thinking about himself? What do people think of him? Or is that
he's now gone beyond giving a shit? Simple reason being,
knob jockey.
Any person that becomes PM for one day or a year or 2 years, every PM, if they are sworn into government, they are given an £80,000 a year paycheck at the end of it. He's laughing. He doesn't care. He can screw up the country. He's living a life of Riley now because he's got a pension at the end of it.
To be fair, the country was starting to get screwed from Thatcher. She took away a lot of stuff, but she did a lot of good, but did a lot of bad. Yeah. But I think from
after her,
definitely from Blair. But before that, who was the one? Oh, I like Grey. Him.
That was Mr. Major.
From Major upwards, and then Tony Blair went, yes, fuck everyone. And then you got down, and you got to this bellend now, who's just gone. My pockets are lined with lovely warm cash. Here you go. I'm going to have a complete reshuffle. I'm going to put complete knobheads who know what they're doing, have never done anything like this at all before, and put them all in charge of these departments. Bye-bye. Ta-ta. Have fun.
Thing is, though, even France are doing it now, aren't they? Old Macron is in trouble.
It's
so
bollocks.
It's got to the stage, and I don't like to say it, where the people have had enough, and they're saying, look, it's about time you sorted it out Otherwise, we'll sort it out for you.
It's getting like that over here now.
You know, it's getting too much.
I've heard little whispers of martial law and shit coming in because of what's been going on. So
it's possible.
Well, all I can say is it's down to the idiots that are in charge. They fucked it. They got it at this point. They got to deal with it.
They have got to do something drastic now to reverse the problems they've created. And I saw one earlier on where someone said, "Come on, King Charles, we need you to step in and sort this out now."
Yeah,
and someone replied back, "King Charles can't do anything." I'm like, well, actually, King Charles can. He can dissolve Parliament whenever he wants. Yeah. He has every power to dissolve Parliament whenever he feels like it.
We're still governed by the Magna Carta, and it's written in there.
Yeah. So he can walk in there whenever he feels like it and go, "That's it, you're all fired, get out."
Yep.
And he can start afresh.
And the trouble is, the damage is done, and whoever's going to take over has got a hell of a lot of hard work to do to get everything.
There's a lot of pieces to be picked up, but I think whoever takes over is going to be somebody that actually listen to the people, or that's what we want. Yeah. Somebody that will actually listen to the people and act on behalf of the people.
Shouldn't say
rather it. Than act on behalf of their own pocket.
I shouldn't say it, but you need a British Trump. I don't mean anybody that knows Epstein. But I mean, we do need a British version of Trump, and
someone that I'm going to say it. Someone that won't take no shit from other people or other countries, I should say. Yeah. You know, the current one we've got are too busy bending forwards to take it up the behind from other countries.
They're all yes men.
Yeah. Oh yes, Ursula von der Leyen, come and give it to me. I'm happy to do this. Yeah, we'll sign this bit of paper. Just one more time, go for it. England the police will be at my door in a minute.
Yeah, England isn't England anymore. It really isn't.
People getting arrested for flying flags. What's all that about?
Look at what they did to that bloke at the fucking airport in America. Arrested him for 3 tweets about the woke culture, and arrested him with armed police. What the actual fuck?
There was a veteran in London got arrested just for flying a flag.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous when you can have known terrorists that are on the terrorist watch list going around doing what the fuck you want. You get pedophiles and rapists and real evil sick bastards from different countries. We've got our own as well, from different countries coming over here. Oh yeah, you can come in. Yeah, you can do that. It's fine. You can do that. You're going to pull a race card. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. We can't do that. Oh, you pulled the race card. Oh well, never mind.
I mean, when you've got a block of flats that was built specifically for homeless veterans, they moved in, they'd been there, some of them had been there for a couple of years, all their rent was paid on time, never an issue. Then all of a sudden, out of the blue, get given an eviction notice. Eventually, they got given the reason why they were being moved out. And it was because the government had offered them a substantial amount of money to house illegal immigrants in those flats.
Yep.
So again, they've made more people homeless, of our own people homeless, in favour of people that should have been deported in the first place.
Yep.
Regardless of who they are or where they've come from, if they've entered this country illegal, that makes them criminals.
And at the end of the day,
would be deported.
Everybody who's watching, we are not a xenophobic or homophobic culture on this show, because I've got loads of friends who are gay. I've got loads of friends that are transitioning, shit like that. And even my friends who are like that can't stand the woke culture. We can't stand the woke culture. We're not. We don't hate people from foreign countries or anything like that. I've got loads of mates from different countries. But when you get the illegal ones over here doing atrocities and terrorism and this and that, they're the ones you need to fuck off back to their countries. Not everybody, just the ones who are over here who are wanted in their own bloody countries. And in our country, come on.
It's a simple fact of the laws have been changed to suit certain groups or certain people. And it always used to be a case before the EHCR came along. It used to be a case if you've entered a country, doesn't matter which country it is, if you've entered a country illegally, you will be deported from the country of origin or the last country you came from. So all these people that have come over on the dinghies would have been sent back to France, and it would have been France's duty to do whatever.
Yeah.
That's why Australia never signed up to the EHCR.
Yep.
Because they can turn around and say, no, you don't belong here. You've come here illegally. You are classed as a criminal, so therefore you will be deported. No one bats an eyelid. And that's what we need to be doing. We stand there and we say, oh, come on in. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. And then there's poor old Mike who served 25 years in the British Army. He can't get a job. He can't get a house. He's having to live on the street. And for the sake of £500,000, they could have got him a flat. They could have found him some education so he could get himself a job, give him some form of counselling so that he could get rid of help him with PTSD or whatever may be the underlying issue that he's got, and get him back into society the way he wants to be.
I know quite a few
veterans. They leave him on the street in favour of them.
I know quite a few veterans, some of them that sleep rough. Because through no choice of their own. No,
I think there's something like 13. I think it was 13,000 homeless, ex-military personnel living on the streets because they don't fit into society because the military has failed them when they've left. There was no aftercare.
And our Bobberman says, "Oh, it's all right. We'll make loads of money with these people. We'll help them. We'll this, that, and the other." And then when all the shit starts, as it has been doing, they go, "What did we do? Where did we go wrong? Oh, we shouldn't have done this. Oh, we shouldn't have done that." You think
they're standing there saying, "Oh, well, I don't know why there's so much hatred to them." Well, actually, there is, because these hotels are being greedy. They're getting guaranteed income for the next 3 years, so they're laughing. And when they close to the immigrants, they're having the whole places are all being redecorated, courtesy of the government again. So the government are paying for these hotels to be redecorated, new beds, new mattresses and sheets and everything else. The lot is being redone, and then they're reopening. And now they're standing there saying, "Well, why are the people boycotting this hotel?"
Well, what do you think? Because
all you've done is thought about the money that you're going to make off of the British taxpayer. It's not off the government, it's off the British taxpayer.
Members of the Bobbermans. I just realised he looks like I have absolutely no eyebrows whatsoever.
Actually, mine are pretty close.
Looks like we're completely bald. George Dawes. I could just see one there. Anyway, we're talking absolute shit. See, we get sidetracked on the show. ADHD's a brilliant thing.
Well, no, it's not, because we talk about aliens, cryptids, and conspiracy theories. And this is, at the moment, what is going on in our Bobberman could be classed as conspiracy theory because they're conspiring against the people.
The thing is, we're that close to spilling our guts on the shit that we know about the Bobbermans and things, but we can't, because we could get arrested. We could get arrested, and I don't particularly want that, so I'm not going to. But all I'll say is just watch this space and watch many other spaces like this, because
it will happen.
It will happen. All the shit that we've been hinting at is going to happen. And the fact that these idiots are in power at the moment and people just keep voting them back in again, it's never going to stop unless you stop.
I must admit, on a lighter note, and I'm going to change the subject a little bit, if anybody is up near Norton Disney in Lincolnshire, which is just down the road from Newark, go up to Norton Disney and have a look at the new memorial that has been placed there for the RAF Bomber Command. They have put a life-size sculpture of a Lancaster bomber at the top of the hill. Now, back in World War II, when they did the Dam Busters raid, a couple of the aircraft came back.
Bob Knights, he was a friend of my mum's.
And one of the bombers was both these two bombers that came into this certain airfield were badly damaged. One was more damaged than the other. So the one behind had to give way. The one in front had to give way to the one behind him because he was more damaged. So he gave way and allowed him to land. As the other guy was circling round, he only had 2 of the 4 engines running. And as he came round at the top of the hill, the other 2 engines stalled and he crashed into the hillside, unaliving 3 of the crew. And so they've put a big memorial up to the 56,000 flight crew that died over the conflict, and in particular to that. And the three crew members that died have got nameplates inside the memorial when it's suspended above the hilltop.
Wow.
It looks. I've been watching it live on TikTok over the last few days, and the actual struts to hold it look like roller coaster legs, the legs for a roller coaster. And the actual Lancaster bomber, it's literally the dimensions are inch perfect, and it's literally does look like a Lancaster bomber from a distance. It's a beautiful sculpture. So the problem is no one's going to see the nameplates of the crew members because they're actually in the position that crew member would have been on the actual aircraft. But they reckon that they're going to be putting like a display case up which will show you the pictures of where the nameplates are. But it's an absolute awesome sight to see. So I can't wait to go up there one day and have a look.
Let's just hope we don't get people coming up and trying to fucking wreck it like a lot of people do.
Just stop oil. I swear to God, if they go up there and paint that, if one single grain of orange paint ends up on that, they are going to be in so much trouble. It's unbelievable. There's a lot of veterans up there.
It'll be the veterans, and they'll sort it out, and they will, and I hope they do.
Yep.
Anyway, like I say, I will reiterate that this show, we're not racist, we're not homophobic, nothing like that at all. We just don't like the woke culture, and we don't like what's happening to our country in terms to criminal elements. So don't think that we're racist or homophobic, because we're not in the slightest. And if you think that, ask some of my friends, ask my gay friends, and they'll turn around and go, "No, he's not."
And I'd find it very difficult considering I have family that live in Greece.
Well, the Greeks invented the bottom fun as a form of contraception thousands of years ago, apparently.
And democracy.
So much. Anyway, I was right on that note. I bet you've missed bloody business. Yeah, we will be back next Monday, 9:30, with our usual irreverent nonsense. But remember, keep your eyes to the skies. If you've got any questions you want us to answer, look. Email us at the Dark Mirror Radio Show at yahoo.co.uk. Email us or message us on Facebook, or go to our Instagram, our Yahoo, our Instagram, our Facebook, our TikTok, or our Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. You can message us on any of those things or message us direct. If you see anything, take a photo of it, and we'll talk about it on here. And remember, we do aliens, UFOs, USOs, cryptozoology, and conspiracy theories, and the old ghosty and ghoulie too. So keep your eyes to the skies, and we will see you. Hello! We will see you next Monday. We will see you next Monday. Oh, hang on. I'll tell you what I've got. Where is it? Where'd she put it? Hang on. I got this for Rashal. Ready? Anyway, keep your eyes to the sky. And Buddy special prize! Oh, look, the speedboat!
Speedboat when you live in Birmingham.
Yeah. We'll see you next Monday, 9:30 GMT. Be there or be a small aubergine. And we will see you all soon, guys. Let me just queue up a video. Let's queue up the end video. There it is. I shall say bye-bye. And we are out of here.